stormy weather, weary eyes hope to make it through the night. Before this night is over, I will guide you home. All this time you thought we'd never pay the price. In the game of love, you have to roll the dice. My heart got 7 years to life.
One thing that I keep talking over and over about in this vlog is the rain. I am tired of talking about the rain. But once again, we're going to be talking about the rain because we're continuing to have record-breaking rainfall here. And it is making it quite challenging to run and operate a farm and homestead. One of the things that happens with too much rain is it can kill your crops. So if you have things growing, leafy vegetables, other things, the leaves begin to turn yellow at first and it will just, plant will rot and just die. Yesterday I was harvesting and the sun came out, it was nice, it was dry, so it was really neat. However, I didn't cover back up my spinach and some of the greens that I have out in the garden. So I want to try to protect them from getting so much rain and moisture, so I need to go back out there and cover them up right now. As we're walking out to the garden, you can see that the ground is just so saturated. It's just water and mud everywhere. You just look at that. And it's like that all around the farm, all around the homestead. Water is just everywhere. So, just part of what we're having to deal with here. And here's the bed of spinach that I was harvesting from. And you can see on the sides of each of the beds, there's just water just settle. I'm so glad that I did raise beds, because if not, the plants would just be sitting in water and that would be really bad. So at least with the raised beds, it does help alleviate them from sitting in the water. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this bed up. Oh, without falling, hopefully. Whoa. This is crazy. I know some people don't like plastic and don't like using plastic on their farm or in the gardens. But you know what, if it wasn't for the plastic covers for the low tunnel and the caterpillar tunnel, I wouldn't even be growing anything right now in our garden areas. The plastic has definitely helped out big time. When I originally started using the plastic, it was just to keep things from frosting. I had no idea it would be used to keep too much rain out. So it's one of those things you learn over time. And right over here in our caterpillar tunnel, with the side roll up here, it's not a big deal because I've already cropped out this row right here on the edge of this caterpillar tunnel. And also, as you can see, this bed is really raised up from the ground here, from the lower part. The bed's a lot higher. So this is the bed that we cropped the radishes out of. But I am gonna roll down the sides so that way I can turn this bed over and prep it for a new crop. Rolling the sides down will just help keep things drier, so that way it will make my job easier in doing that. Set this down. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Or is it unrolling? Unrolling. And with this style caterpillar tunnel, all you do is simply roll up the plastic and the rope kind of holds it in place when you want the air and things to come through. When you're done, just unroll it and just pull it down. And then what I do is I take sandbags and just help hold it down even more. Alrighty, that's that with the garden. That's all I'm going to do today. Make sure everything's protected from the rain. And as I'm walking through here, just kind of looking at our other caterpillar tunnels, my caterpillar tunnel and my low tunnel, everything seems to be covered up very well. so I won't do any more there. So we just kind of walk around and check on the animals. Mostly everyone stays out of the water and out of the rain, except for the ducks. They just love being wet any chance they can get. And our dog Chewy. All of our other dogs, when it rains, they go inside their dog houses and shelters, be protected from the rain. Chewy, he's always been an outside dog. He has a shelter, but he rarely uses it. He doesn't mind getting wet. See? This is how he is. He just has that free spirit. But he does an excellent job helping keep animals and things that we don't want in the garden out. Hey man, you are so wet. Man, getting me wet, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? And for those of you who are new to our channel, one of the primary reasons that we have dogs on our farm is to help keep unwanted animals, predators, deer, things like that away from our farm, away from our livestock, or away from our garden, to help preserve our animals, protect them, and to help protect the harvest and plants and produce that we have on the farm. And that's what dogs were used for centuries on homesteads and farms, was to help herd, to help keep unwanted predators from being on the farm. That was one of their jobs, one of their primary jobs. And today many people just use dogs for pets, and that's not wrong, but most dogs don't have a job. They don't have a true purpose in a homestead to really exercise a lot of their characteristics that they have. So that's one of the reasons we use dogs here, is to help with protection for our farm. Let's check on the chickens and the ducks next. Oh man, this area is absolutely terrible. Mud everywhere. This is crazy. It's worse than it was yesterday. But like I told you earlier, the ducks don't mind being wet and muddy. Surprised the chickens are out. The rain's was holding up a little bit, but they're eating here, and they're normally staying inside their chicken tractor. They're out of the rain. But look here, look at all this. It's absolutely terrible. Look how much my feet sink into the ground here. This was ground, solid ground. Now it's just a mud pit over here, so I'm definitely gonna have to move them, because I don't want them. Man, this is crazy. Look at that. Absolutely crazy. Just the other week there's grass here and solid ground. Not anymore. Look at that. Ridiculous. Oh. So I might have to get the family, we'll get some backup to try to move these. They're not pressing down the mud as much as me because I'm heavier, but still I don't want them in this, especially the chickens. Chickens' immune systems can be more compromised in this kind of environment, and I don't want them to get sick. Ducks are a lot more sturdier with that, a lot more hardier, I should say. So we'll have the team come help me out, and we'll try to move this. We'll try to move this setup forward, and I have a big mulch pile right down there, so we'll move them and put some mulch down. There's some mulch down already. Through here we have persimmon trees and things like that, so we're gonna have to play in the mud. That'll be fun. Man. Yeah. Hello everybody.
Hi.
And right here you guys are working on your schoolwork?
Yep.
Fantastic. Is this math today?
Yep.
Way to go. And the kids have been doing an excellent job ever since we started our action list. And what our action lists are is each child has an action list, their own very personal one, and it has things that they are to do each day. It has to categorize under self-care, schoolwork, their homeschool, their work/farm chores, and their household chores. And each time they complete a segment, a section, for example, self-care, once they finish their self-care, there's a reward each day for after they completed that area. So it kind of gives them something to shoot for. We all like rewards. And something we're trying, we've been trying it for a couple of weeks now, and it's been working out really, really well. It helps free myself and Lacey up from having to tell them what to do each day, because each day they know exactly what's expected of them. So if any of you would like to have a copy of our action list, a sample of it, let us know, and we will send that out in our email subscription list here in the next week or so. So make sure you subscribe to that, and if you haven't, click on the link below to subscribe to our email list. And I'm really glad the wood stove is going right now, because it was a little chilly outside, and coming in here after being in the wet and rain helps warm up. Mike, are you going to do some homeschool too? What are you going to work on? You going to write? Oh, wow. Can you show everyone your new haircut, Micah? Look here. Look this way and smile. Say cheese. Are you more aerodynamic now? Well, here in a little bit, once the kids are finished with their schoolwork, we're going to go ahead and try to work together in moving some of that fencing for the ducks and the chickens so they're not sitting all in mud. But we'll do that here in a little bit. And what do you hear? More rain.
Daddy, can you check my work?
Sure. Let's see what we have here. We are doing time. We are telling time. At 4 o'clock, 7:30, which is 7:30, 6 o'clock, 8:30. Oh, we gotta fix that one. Should be, what should that be? 8:30. What's 8:30? What time is that?
The small hand is pointing at the 8 and the long hand is pointing at the 6.
So what time would that be?
8:30.
Exactly right. Good job. Way to go, man.
Thanks.
So we're gonna say, bang. Good job.
You want?
What was that? You need a bang? Micah's artwork here. Bang. Good job. Alright, the rain is actually coming down harder now, but we really need to get this done before the day is over with. So we're just gonna have to go ahead and fight the harder rains. Right, everybody?
Yes! Yeah!
Kids just love to be in the wet and splashing puddles anyways.
Whoa, check this out! It's even higher!
Wow, that is
I bet it goes up to my boat.
wow. It's actually a hole that we haven't fully covered up yet, and it's all filled up with water. I don't know, it may be like 3 feet deep or something like that. But definitely something to watch out for. That's not a pool, not a jacuzzi.
No,
not a jacuzzi at Big Pond Farm, right? Not a jacuzzi.
Man.
All right, everybody. Couldn't walk that way this side. As you can see, the water and mud is pretty bad. So we're just gonna have to inch the fence forward. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work the fence over this way, away from the mud, but we're gonna work it. And kids, you can watch and make sure the ducks, chickens don't escape on us. That'd be great.
My feet are stuck in the mud.
Oh man. Reality Farm TV, everybody. Some of the things you have to deal with. It's not all fun, games, and roses, is it?
No.
Alright, Josiah, help keep the chickens and ducks in from going out so we don't have chaos going on. And now I have the fence around this tree so I can move it a little bit easier and work it down. With not having huge pasture area, we have to work around trees and different things. It's just part of raising forest chickens and right now forest ducks. So now that I have the fence moved outside or don't have the tree inside the fence, I can move it a little bit easier. Got it? Alright, right now I'm just going to have to pull this pallet for their feeder just by hand. I plan to put some wheels on this because I really like having a huge automatic feeder. And I also plan to do a video about how to make this. It makes it life so much easier than having to worry about coming out here, feeding them every day. Just let them have mostly what they need to eat. So here we go. I also have a roof that we'll be putting on this, but that's a project for another day. Right now I'm just using plywood on top. Keep the feed from getting wet. So this is my makeshift lid for my chicken feeder system. So definitely plan to upgrade that, put some wheels on that pallet, make it a nice roof where you can open it up and stuff like that. But it is what it is right now. We just about got them all set up and moved out of the main muddy, yucky stuff. But it is harder for the fence post to stay set. With the ground just being so soggy and saturated, they're kind of leaning and not staying stable. So I'm doing the best I can to tighten them up, so that way the fence isn't coming into contact with the ground, which makes it harder for your fence to have the charge that it needs if a predator comes by. And I've tightened it up where I can, but see it's touching the ground here. So one of the things that I like to do is I just kind of wrap the fence post around time or two, and then if it lifts up at the bottom, I'll just put a pin in place to hold it down. But right now that has it off the ground, so that's good. This last bottom black strand here is not electrified, it's only that next line. So any of the green lines, I need to keep them off the ground. The black one's totally fine. It looks good. Alrighty, so that's pretty much done. Salem, Josiah, if you guys could go ahead and get the eggs. There was a lot of the eggs in the mud and yuckiness, so sorry about that, but if you go ahead and gather those up for me, that'd be great. This area right here is not perfect. But nowhere around here is perfect right now with all this rain and mud. It's everywhere. But I do have the mulch pile right here. So what I can do is I can just add mulch, more mulch on top of this, fresh mulch, and just to help keep this area a little more sanitized for them. But as you can see, this is where they're at now. Still just muddy, but it's not as bad. Let me show you where they were and how bad it was. Just again, just so you can see again how bad it was. And still is, but they're not in it, at least. Just look at that. This is the area that they were in. This is ridiculous. And just to believe it was grass and ground here a week ago. Look at that. And that just shows you how much rain we've been getting. And the ground has been wet before just from the weeks and months of rain that we've been getting. But here lately, in this past week, it's just been even more rain on top of a ground that has already been saturated. Well, I'm going to go in and pretty much call it a day and try to dry off. That's it for now. Hope things are drier where you are. We'll see you next time. Roll on.